Hi everybody, it's Joshua, and it's Tuesday 4:30, August the 11th, 12th, August the 12th. First of all, let's take a moment and pay our respects to the beautiful soul we know as Robin Williams, who transitioned yesterday from physical form. For all the laughter and all the jokes and everything. There's a lot of stories going around about whether it's a suicide, a murder, whether it's Illuminati, whether he took his own life, whether he was depressed or happy, whether it was all fake and everything else. First of all, I respect and appreciate each person's individual opinion and their perspective on this. Second of all, it doesn't really matter how it happened. The fact is it happened. And as most of us are aware, who are watching this video at least, there is no accidents. There is free will. And there is law of attraction, which means everybody is attracting whatever's for their highest and best good. And we all have come to this planet for a very specific reason. And we've all designed a way, or at least the time in humanity's ascension at which to leave the physical world in many, many, many different ways. We're not going to go into that. That can be done on a personal private session, or if you join my mentoring group, then you'll receive my services for free. You can get more clarity about that. Of course, you can also tune in and quiet your mind, and you can also receive that information yourself. You don't need me. You don't need others. We're just here to guide and assist. So I am sharing this video because some people are pissed off, but more and more and more people are really happy, because I mentioned in a short process of Robin Williams transitioning that I added a new member, a new mentor to my team, somebody who can work with me and through me to bring more laughter and joy and love and light into the world. And a lot of people have a hard time eating when they're around me because they start choking on their food. They're laughing so much. So having somebody like Robin Williams communicate with me, or even through me, to assist in more laughter and joy in the world, it's such a beautiful gift to offer. And it also allows his love and his light to continue to grow in this physical world long after his incarnation. So I'm going to share with you real quickly, because a lot of people are having a confusing time accepting how can Jesus talk to you or with you, and how can this person do this and do that. Well, first I want to share Napoleon Hill, who was offered for free to interview 500 of the most successful people of his time through Andrew Carnegie. And he's come to understand they all have specific characteristics and specific traits about them that separate them from the people who are struggling. Not that they're more important or less important. They just understand very specific laws and rules about how this world operates. So the question was asked, have you ever had a discussion with someone or posed this question? If you could invite any 5 people, living or dead, to dinner, who would they be? And Napoleon Hill put in here, long before I've ever written a line for publication or endeavored to deliver a speech in public, I followed the habit of reshaping my own character by trying to imitate the 9 men whose lives and life works had been the most impressive to me. Now, let's look at this for a moment. He's looking to reshape his own character so that he can add more value to the world and to change his personal life, by trying to imitate the 9 men whose lives and their life work had been most impressive to him. The 9 men: Emerson, Paine, Edison, Darwin, Lincoln, Burbank, Napoleon, Ford, and Carnegie. Every night over a long period of years, I held an imaginary council meeting with this group whom I called my invisible counselors. So this is what happened. He imagined himself before going to bed sitting at a table with these beautiful beings that were just mentioned and having a conversation with them. And at a period of time, the beings or the energies of this invisible council started taking form. Like one person would always show up late, another person may interrupt conversations, but he was always able to receive whatever information he was looking for based on that. So when I started my process of awakening in 2009, when I truly decided to stay on this planet, I decided to have my own invisible council. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't even know if it worked. Mine were Buddha, the one we call as the Buddha. Siddhartha, excuse me if I mispronounced the name, Siddhartha. And why? Because for me, that represented wisdom. That represented balance. And I asked to represent, or to also embody Gandhi. Now, not Gandhi, like I want to embody Gandhi, but I want to embody the energies of Gandhi. What did I specifically wanted to create in my life? Inner peace and harmony. And I asked for Jesus Christ because I wanted to embody compassion and unconditional love for all, under all conditions. I wanted to embody, I guess you could say, inspiration. That would be with Oprah Winfrey, touching millions of lives on a daily basis or a consistent basis by spreading examples of my own life and those that I come in contact with. I wanted to embody empowerment. I wanted to empower others. I want to be motivated. I wanted to be powerful, bring out my light. So I was looking to embody the energies of Tony Robbins. So many days I would say the Christ within me, because again, we're all connected to the same energy source. The Christ within me has risen. Actually, this is from a beautiful being, no longer in physical form, Florence Scovel Shinn. And one of the books was a bunch of quotes and a bunch of statements. One of them was, "The Christ within me has risen. I now fulfill my destiny." Well, it just so happens that the Jesus Christ within us all has risen in me. The Christ consciousness has woken up, reaching the state of Buddha, which is basically that balance, that peace. And I am fulfilling my destiny now. It just happens that I have accepted that as my reality, and that is exactly what is occurring. So I would say over and over and over, the Christ within me has risen. I now fulfill my destiny. Divine order in all of my ways, in all of my life, and everything is unfolding beautifully. So back to this invisible council. That I was going to run a mile in less than 4 minutes. It scared most people, except for a few people who know me. And they say, "Joshua, there's a person on the planet that can go with your physical shape, with the lack of training that you're giving this, with the lack of certain attention you're giving this. You're doing less than Roger Bannister did." At least Roger Bannister took it half an hour with his running every day, and he did something. I'm doing even different than that training skill. It's about bending time. If anybody on the planet can do this, you can definitely do this. So I shared with people, guess who's mentoring me for my run? Einstein, Albert Einstein. Well, that's interesting. Why Albert Einstein? Bending reality. Moving through the energy field in a way that humanity is not yet aware of. Of course, Einstein would be a beautiful one to mentor me. Who else? Bruce Lee. I bet you a lot of people are thinking, Bruce Lee, of course. There's somebody who can take an idea and bring it into reality and move through every obstacle and limitation. Absolutely. Who's another one? Steve Jobs. How? He's a visionary. Just like Walt Disney, who's another one of my mentors. Why? He's a visionary. So here's what I'm sharing, and anger showing up in the world, especially with the situation with Robin Williams. And If there's anybody who understands what it's like to live a complete life of anger and sorrow and sadness and aloneness and division of the world, and yet put on this happy face and get other people to laugh and smile, I understand. Now, I've come to peace with who I am, and I have shifted that in the last few years. But for over 3 decades, I lived in so much depression and anger and sorrow and sadness that when people saw me, they didn't see that. They're like, how come you're not smiling? How come you're not laughing? Make us laugh. They had no idea how much I was hurting inside. And I almost left the world also. So there's no judgment from me at all. So where am I? From September of 2009 to August of 2000, I have complete peace in my heart under all conditions. Yes, I have the human experience. I have moments of anger and grief and pain. This is the human experience. Even ascended masters, when they were in human form, experienced this. However, I'm at peace. There's no judgment. I feel complete unconditional love. Whether someone takes their life, whether someone gives it, whether someone gets married, gets divorced, gets fired, shoots their dog, murders someone, it really doesn't matter what the situation is. I feel the bigger picture. I see that this is all happening to bring out all the dense energies, the old energies that have been buried for lifetimes, to come up and surface and heal and clear. I get all that. But I also understand how you could say, Joshua, you heartless son of a bitch. I understand that as well. And I invite you to just take a moment, and instead of looking at Robin Williams or Illuminati or yourself or your others, just go within and say, if I just detach from this story for a moment, what emotions are coming up? And heal that part. And then the story can still come up and you won't be affected by it the same way. So, my invisible counsel, or what I call my mentors, Steve Jobs, Albert Einstein, Yeshua, Buddha, Seraphim, so many masters, so many angels. And he took his own life, and he has since healed in many, many, many ways from that. Guess what he's doing on the other side? He's assisting others who also decided to take their own life. What a beautiful gift that is. A beautiful gift. So, everybody is still here. They may not be in physical form. When I watch a movie with Heath Ledger, and I ask Heath, would you like to come join me and watch this movie? Although there are sometimes he or others might say, well, I don't know why you're watching this, but yeah, definitely, be there. But they feel my love. They feel my respect. They feel my joy, my happiness, my peace. So they may sit really close to me. They may sit kind of far, but they're always grateful to join me. They're still here. Heath Ledger may not be in a physical body, but his energy is still here. He's in you. He's in me. He's in everything. He's everywhere. The moment you think of someone, that energy's there. Michael Jackson, he's assisting me to reach out and touch more children, bring more life to the inner child of adults, to bring out the freedom, the expression, the joy, the innocence of childlike fun. And he's also assisting me. He and Whitney Houston are assisting me to sing. Singing is definitely something different for me. This video is to remind you, ones are no longer in physical form. Something like a unicorn or a tree. If you don't hear the tree talking to you, that's okay. But if you open your mind, watch what happens. When you raise your vibrations, you can communicate with the non-physicals. You can communicate with the flowers. You can communicate with the trees, with the bees. You can even sense the emotions of the wind. You can even hear the colors, if that makes sense. So this may rattle some feathers in some of you. And this may open up your heart. And yes, there may be anger that comes out from this. And that's okay. Because the whole time that we're communicating right now, whenever you're watching this video, the amount of love that is pouring from my heart and from above through me to you, the amount of information you're receiving that you're not hearing with your two ears far exceeds whatever I have to say. So are you willing to just open up your heart and just feel for a moment? What if? What if I'm struggling in life or I'm having a great time in life? What if I can add more mentors to me? What if I can hear non-physicals in a way that Joshua does? Or maybe not in the way that I do, the way that others do. I do things differently. As most of you who understand who I am, most of you know. I do things very differently. I'm working from the opposite end. I've mastered the vibrations and the energy and the manifestations and peace and love and harmony and balance, and I've mastered all of that. Now I'm learning about the human experience. I'm learning about what it's like to, I don't know, whatever humans do. So maybe you will be my teacher for the human experience, and I will be your teacher for the spiritual. I am still on the planet for one reason. I've already fulfilled my obligation on a soul purpose and to the Creator of what I promised. I'm here for one reason: to guide and assist anybody who is ready on an individual and global scale so that they too can experience heaven on earth the way that I am. I love you. And if you can look into my eyes and open up your heart and ask to receive only what is for your highest good, maybe you'll feel the love that I have for humanity, the planet, and all of its inhabitants. Thank you for this short period of time. Looking forward to connecting again very, very, very soon. Till then, rainbow blessings of all colors and sizes. May you be at peace with wherever your journey is guiding you, wherever you are in the moment. The Creator could not ask for a different version than who you are in every moment. From the deepest part of my soul to the deepest part of yours. Namaste.